Hey guys, so today I want to demo two different guitar pedals. These two pedals I got because they were higher gain and I wanted to have a higher gain type of sound as well. Most of my overdrive pedals are kind of low gain-ish, so I want to try a higher gain pedal. So yeah, this one is the Boss JHS Angry Driver. So this is a collaboration between Boss Pedals, who is one of the most famous pedal makers, along with JHS Pedals, who is, I wouldn't consider exactly boutique, but they definitely, they started by one guy, Josh Scott. He has a very famous YouTube channel and a loyal following. And yeah, he makes a lot of great pedals as well. I've never actually owned a JHS pedal before. So this is kind of the first JHS pedal that I've owned, although technically it's a Boss pedal. But yeah, Boss did this collaboration with JHS. They're the only boutique company that Boss has ever done. Well, actually I wouldn't say boutique, but the only other pedal company that Boss has ever done collaboration with. It's a combination of Boss's famous Blues Driver overdrive pedal, which is a very famous, popular overdrive pedal, and combined with JHS's Angry Charlie, which is an overdrive pedal that JHS makes that tries to simulate the sound of a Marshall JCM 800, a very high gain sound. So all in all, I think this is one of the most versatile pedals on the market. It is a full range overdrive, so it goes all the way from light gain all the way up to high gain. So yeah, very versatile, so I want to check this one out. The other one is the Keeley El Rey Dorado. Keeley is I would also hesitate to call them boutique anymore, but they're pedal company started by one guy as well, Robert Keeley, and they make a lot of cool guitar pedals as well. I've used several of their pedals before in the past, the Oxblood, I've used the Magnetic Echo, the Omni Reverb. They make a lot of good pedals, and this one tries to simulate the sound of a Marshall Plexi. A lot of Plexi in a box type of pedals. The Wampler Plexi Drive is very famous. The Purple Plexi by Love Pedals. Yeah, a lot of people make this Plexi in a box type of sound. JHS actually he has another pedal called the Charlie Brown, which is kind of a Plexi in a box. But yeah, I want to check this one out because this is actually one of the more affordable Plexi in a box type sounds. Like just looking through all of them, Cattle and Bread, I think Dirty Little Secret is another one. But yeah, this Keeley pedal is actually one of the more affordable ones, so I want to check this one out as well. So yeah, so my amp right now is the Supro Keeley. It is actually a very clean pedal platform amp, so it sounds very neutral-ish. That's because I use a lot of pedals. I prefer to get my sound from pedals rather than from the amp. And the guitar I'll be using for this video is a G&L ASOT Special. So it has two single coil magnetic field design pickups. Okay, so just test out the tones right here. So this is my G&L on the middle position going straight into the amp. So that's the sound. That's a clean sound. Okay. Alright, so the Keeley El Rey Dorado, I'll test this one first. So this one also has drive, tone, and level controls, and also has a switch here from low to high. Low apparently is a more girthy sound with maybe higher gain, I think. This is like, yeah, I think this is a higher gain type of tone. And the high, I think, is a more compressed type of sound with more harmonics, and it's supposed to be more like a Marshall Super Lead. So yeah, I'm guessing low will add more lows and highs will add more highs, I guess, if you just want to break it down into something simpler like that. So yeah, so again, clean tone. Then if I add in the turn on the Keeley El Rey Dorado. Definitely a higher gain sound, right? So both of these can actually be very high gain, but the Angry Driver has a lot more range as well. The Keeley is mostly, it's a special, like it's specially for high gain. This doesn't really have low gain on it. This one can be low gain if it wants to be. So I guess the Keeley is less versatile in that sense. But yeah, this is supposed to be more like a Marshall Plexi type of sound. What's a Marshall Plexi? Well, it's a very famous amp type used in the late 60s and early 70s by a lot of rock bands and guitarists like Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, etc. So yeah, Marshall Plexi has a very famous sound. That's why a lot of pedal companies try to get that sound. setting right now. Have everything knob set to 12 o'clock. Gain there. I can turn drive down a bit and maybe level up, tone up. Try the high gain settings, more like a super lead, I guess. Again, give you guys the difference. So, again, off, clean tone, and then low position setting. So let's put this back to middle. High gain setting, high setting, I should say. Yeah, definitely. I think there is more low end in the low setting, and then more high end in the high setting, generally speaking. high gain sounds of this pedal. It's really nice. I haven't played a Marshall Plexi, so I don't know how approximate it is, but apparently it's based on JTM 4500. So yeah, for me, it's a really nice high gain sound. It doesn't really sound muddy at all. It's like on the low end setting, we'll definitely have more low end, and then on the high end setting, we'll have more clarity. But either way, great high gain sounds there. And yeah, this is a very affordable Plexi in a box type of pedal. It's only, I found them on eReverb used for only 85 bucks. And brand new, it's 150. So I don't know, for some reason Keeley pedals always seem to be a really good deal when you find them used. I don't know why. Like compared to JHS or Wampler, you know, or all these other boutique builders, Keeley seems to be like I've always found Keeley pedals to be really like relatively affordable. So I'm not sure what's going on, but I think Keeley's always made great pedals, but for some reason they drop a lot in the used market. But it also means really good deals if you can find a used Keeley pedal. All right, next up, let's try the JHS Angry Driver, which actually has a ton of controls here. There's dual knobs here in each of these, actually dual knobs in these 3 positions here. So basically you have level, tone, and drive for both the JHS side and the Boss side. So you control them like independently of each other. So they have concentric knobs here. So there's basically 6 tone control knobs here. They're just stacked on top of each other. All of them control level, tone, and drive for the JHS Angry Charlie and for the Boss Blues Driver. Then you have a switch here, which you can switch between, you guys can see that better. So level, tone, and drive for both JHS and Boss. But then you have a switch here. You can switch between just the JHS Angry Charlie or just the Boss Blues Driver, or the, I'm actually not sure what this JHS / Boss setting is, but it seems to turn on this pedal when I go there. Then you go the JHS into the Boss, which means the Angry Charlie would come first before the Blues Driver in series, and then you have the Blues Driver into the JHS, which is the Blues Driver into the Angry Charlie in series. And then you have parallel mode. You have them stacked on top of each other, which is a very unique sound that you really can't get unless you use a mixer. So yeah, very cool. This is essentially 2 pedals in one. Even more than 2 pedals in one, actually, when you have the parallel mode. But yeah, I bought this for $150, so definitely more expensive than the El Rey Dorado, but brand new it retails for $230, even more than that. But still really good deal, considering you get 2 pedals for the price of 1 pedal. So yeah, you get a Blues Driver and a JHS Angry Charlie in the same pedal. So that's really cool. And the El Rey Dorado, like I said, drive, tone, and level knobs right here in the low and high switch. So it's a relatively simple pedal to operate. The JHS pedal is definitely more complicated. It has a lot more knobs and stuff like that, but it also has a much wider range of tones. I think this may be one of the most versatile overdrives on the market, along with probably JHS's own The Kilt. That's a really versatile overdrive as well. And then other full range pedals like the Full Tone OCD or the Keeley's own Super Fat Mod. Keeley actually made a Muse Driver, I believe, recently. The Muse Driver, which is a really versatile pedal, and the Noble Screamer. Both of those are pretty versatile as well. So this is definitely up there with those guys. One of the most versatile overdrive pedals on the market. So yeah, let's check it out. First I'm going to put it in, I guess, Blues Driver mode, because Blues Driver is actually sort of a low gain overdrive pedal. So this is my clean tone. Okay. And then I turn on the Blues Driver. Essentially, I'm going to have all the knobs in the 12 o'clock position. So this is the Blues Driver. It's sort of like a lower gain setting, or the lower gain pedal out of these 2. Without it. Right, sounds a bit thin if I add the Blues Driver. This is what most people use the Boss Blues Driver for, thickening up their tone without changing it too much because it's relatively transparent. Then the JHS side, which is going to be very high gain because it's trying to be a JCM 800. Yeah, the JHS Angry Charlie is more of like a distortion. It's a very high gain. So yeah, I've actually never played Angry Charlie by itself, but I think that's basically the Angry Charlie. It's definitely for a higher gain tone. So yeah, basically having the Blues Driver and JHS mode by itself, just having these two modes is very versatile because you have that light to medium gain overdrive with the Blues Driver sound. For this light to medium gain. Sounded like that sound, right? And then for the higher gain distortion sounds, you have the Angry Charlie. But then this pedal is even more versatile than that, because other than just having two pedals in one, it can go into each other. So let's try the series mode. First I'm going to try Blues Driver into the Angry Charlie, which I guess is how most people have, is overdrive into distortion, right? So if you do like this, purple means that they're both on together. So this is the power of both of them stacked on top of each other in one pedal. Whereas this is a Blues Driver into Angry Charlie. Stacking both of them into each other, and then you have the opposite. You have Angry Charlie into the Blues Driver. So that's kind of interesting too. Let me switch to that. So this is Angry Charlie into Blues Driver. This one's actually even higher. yeah, the Angry Charlie into the Blues Driver is probably the highest mode. And then I have them both in parallel, which is stacked on, I would say not after each other, but parallel means stacked on top of each other, and this is a very unique mode. So yeah, let's do it. Mode is something you can't normally even hear. Even if you have both pedals, you cannot normally hear this parallel mode. It's cool. So anyways, I can turn up the drive on both of them and see what happens, and the tone on both of them. Let's see what happens when we do that. So yeah, so that's actually the higher end of the game, but we can actually, even turn down both of these and see what happens here. Let's see, when you turn this one down and this one down, what happens? So then you can have some nice light gain sounds out of this. Even on parallel mode, actually. Some more in there. is the high on the Keeley. I mean, this one can definitely, I think, sound quite close to the low mode of the Keeley El Rey Dorado, but I think the high mode of the Keeley El Dorado, that one is not exactly in here. So, I mean, just testing this out. Okay, so if you just turn a little bit down, we'll drive a little bit up to maybe around there. Okay, Keeley El Rey Dorado. Okay, so this is Keeley El Rey Dorado. Interesting. And then if I turn a high mode on the Keeley. Turn this up to JHS mode. Yeah, they're a little bit different. I mean, even on the Angry Charlie mode, it's not exactly the same as the El Rey Dorado. The El Rey Dorado is trying to be like a Plexi, the Angry Charlie is trying to be like a JCM 800. Of course, I'm not sure if the Charlie Brown was in here, then that would be a little bit closer maybe, because that one's trying to be like a Plexi, but yeah. Like the Catalan bred Dirty Secret, or you know, long play Plexi drive, maybe it might sound more similar, but this is actually JCM 800. So yeah, definitely more highs in this mode compared to the Angry Interesting, okay. Yeah, they definitely sound a bit different. So, if I... Yeah, definitely I would say for the JHS or Boss Angry Driver, it's definitely more versatile compared to the Keeley El Rey Dorado. The El Rey Dorado does have its unique sound, so it's a very good high gain sound, and the high and the low are noticeably quite different. I think the low definitely adds more low end, high adds more high end, of course, but it's kind of its own unique sound. I don't think it's exactly like any of the modes on the Boss Angry Driver. However, Boss Angry Driver is more versatile in terms of the output range. So even though it doesn't have exactly the same kind of, you know, gain sound as the El Rey Dorado, in terms of range, this one has more, right? It has the Blues Driver mode, which is this is just kind of like a low to medium type of sound. That's something that the El Rey Dorado can't do. So it has that low gain sound, but then, you know, it has the Angry Charlie inside of it, which is a different type of Marshall sound than the El Rey Dorado, but still high gain. And then it has the other sounds in it, of which the Blues Driver, like I would say Blues Driver into JHS is in the parallel mode. Is these ones are, you know, high gain, but not like super high gain. But then if you go into the Angry Charlie into the Boss, into the Blues Driver, then that one's super high gain. So, you know, there's just like escalating levels of overdrive and distortion you can get from this pedal. It definitely has a much wider range. So this one, you can think of the Keeley El Rey Dorado as just being a very specific bandwidth of high gain, right? It's very good at it, at that specific bandwidth. And then the Boss Angry Driver is like anywhere from low gain all the way up to super high gain, even higher gain than the El Rey Dorado. It's like you have that entire range available to you, which makes this a lot more versatile, of course, but it's also more expensive pedal, so you got to consider that. So yeah, like from lowest gain to highest gain, we have this is the Keeley El Rey Dorado. First of all, let's play clean. high setting has more gain on it. Okay, blues driver setting, lowest gain to highest gain. It's the relatively lowest gain and then higher gain. Oops. Definitely has more low end. That's the Angry Charlie setting. And then the next highest gain would be, I think, the parallel mode. And the next highest gain after that would be a blues driver into the Charlie. Most high gain would be the Angry Charlie into the blues driver. That's it. These two pedals, let me know what you guys think of the sounds. Definitely, I think the Boss Angry Driver is one of the most versatile pedals in terms of the output range. It is a full range overdrive, but it's even more full range than other full range overdrives, if that makes sense. Like, even compared to the OCD and to the Keeley Super Fat Mod, this has more range than either of those. Now, I'm not sure about the Muse driver. I haven't tried that one. I think that one also seems to be a pretty, that one seems to be a pretty full range pedal, but I'm not sure how high that one goes. And then the JHS, the Kilt, which I haven't tried before, seems to be a pretty nice full range pedal as well. That one actually, I think, goes into near fuzz territory. So yeah, anyways, one of the most versatile dry pedals on the market, the Boss Angry Driver. Of course, this one is the most versatile, but if you just want to stick to that one specific bandwidth of Marshall tone, then the Keeley El Rey Dorado is really good as well, and it's cheaper. So I think it's probably the most affordable out of all the plexi and amp type pedals, and it's also a really good one too. So I don't know why it's so cheap. It's actually a really good one. So guys, let me know what you think of these two great overdrive pedals. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and as always, thanks for watching.